Alright, we're doing problems 5, 6, and 7 on this video for your Geometry Chapter 9 practice test. Problem 5 asks you to find the surface area of the rectangular prism, and we're going to round to the nearest tenth if we have some decimals here in our answer. So if we're going to find the surface area of this rectangular prism, a rectangular prism is made up of 6 rectangles, and we're just going to find the area of each of those rectangles. And we can kind of see them. We have all the dimensions we're going to need. So we have a rectangle out front here. We have a rectangle on the side, and then another one in the back, another one on the side here, and then the top and the bottom. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find the area of the front rectangle. This is rectangle right here has a base of 15 and then a height of 6. How do I know it has a height of 6? Because there's this side length indicated right here that's a height of 6. So I'm going to do 15 times 6. That tells me the area of this rectangle, and then I'm going to take that value and multiply it by 2. Why am I going to multiply it by 2? Because there are two faces of those dimensions. This front face is 15 by 6, and the back face is also 15 by 6. So multiplying that by 2 gives me 180, which is the area of the front rectangle and the back rectangle. Then I'm going to find the area of the side rectangle. This side rectangle right here, which is an 8 by 6, because this is clearly labeled as 8. This is labeled as 6. So this right here has an area of 48, 8 times 6. But then I'm going to multiply that by 2, because this rectangle over here also has an area of 48. So there are 2 of them, which is why we're multiplying by 2. So these 2 rectangles have an area together of 96. And then I need 2 more, and that would be the top rectangle and the bottom rectangle, which are going to be the same, and this is going to be 8 by 15. So we're going to do 15 by 8 divided or multiplied by 2, because there are 2 of them, which is 240. So now we have the area of all 6 faces, and we're just going to add them all together. We're going to do the 180 plus the 96 plus the 240, which is 516, which is the surface area of this rectangular prism. So 516 millimeters squared, technically. Problem number 6, find the surface area of a cube with an edge length of 9.8. So very similar to what we did with the last problem. We have a cube now. Cube is a square prism, but with a cube, all the side lengths are the same. So really, to find the area of this, we're going to do 9.8 squared, because all of those side lengths have a length of 9.8. 9.8 squared, and then we're going to this right here, 9.8 squared, tells us the surface area or the area of one of the squares, but there are 6 of them because it's a cube. So we take that value, multiply by 6, and we find that the surface area is going to be 576.24. Number 7, the surface area of the cylinder. We're going to use 3.14 for pi and round our answer to the nearest tenth. So to find the surface area of a cylinder, we have to find the areas of the circles at the top and the bottom. And that's what I'm doing right here. The area of this circle, just kind of looking at this top one here, the area of this circle is going to be pi times 6.8 squared. Why 6.8 when this says 13.6? Because this 13.6 is the diameter of the circle. If I want to find the area of the circle, I need the radius. And the radius is half the diameter. And half of 13.6 is 6.8. So the area of the top circle is pi times 6.8 squared, which is 46.24 times pi. Notice I'm leaving the pi. I don't want to deal with the 3.14 stuff just yet. But there are 2 of those. So the area of the top and the bottom is 92.48 pi. That's from multiplying the 46.24 pi by 2, which gives us 92.48. Now we need the lateral area, the area around the cylinder. And the area around the cylinder is going to be the 13.8, which is the height of the rectangle that would be formed if we flattened that out, times 13.6 pi. 13.6 pi is the circumference of the circle. Because if we flattened out this cylinder, this label around it, the lateral area would form a rectangle, and that rectangle would have a width of 13.6 pi, which is the circumference of the circle. The rectangle wraps around the circle completely and exactly, which would give us 13.6 pi for that width of the rectangle. Area of a rectangle is 13.6 pi times the 13.8, which gives us 187.68 times pi. So that surface area of the whole thing is going to be taking the area of the two circles that we found plus the lateral area, which would be 280.16 times pi. Now we can use that 3.14 for pi and get 879.7. So the surface area of this is 879.7 meters squared, if you want to be technical.